Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're creating this Gel X inspired edition nail set featuring the cutest little bugs and fresh spring inspired details. We're jumping right in. This is my previous set, so I did go ahead and remove that off camera. And our finished set is here, prepped and ready for application. Note my left hand, I do have a video up for that if you're interested. Because my Gel X tips were still in really good shape, I did a fill. Let's get going. If you want to see something like that, I'm pretty sure I have something on my channel. I'll link it in the description already. But for now, we're jumping right in with our monarch butterfly on our pinky. Here's also some suggestions on products you'll need. It's not a full comprehensive list, but I will have one in the description. Starting with pat gel or potted gel or pat gels, however you want to call them, we're grabbing a yellow base and I'm going to start blending that out using a sponge to create an aura effect. I love using pat gels because they're highly pigmented but still very thin, so they don't add a lot of bulk. I want to deepen up the color, so we're adding orange to the center. I want both the yellow and the orange to show through since this will be the butterfly wing. After curing, I decided that I wanted to deepen this up a bit more, so I'm adding another layer of orange with a hint of pink. Again, just really trying to deepen that up and give it that monarch butterfly look. Now we're going to go ahead and seal everything in with a foundation gel. You can use a top coat here as well instead if you prefer, but this step protects the aura underneath in case you need to wipe off or redo anything. Now for the details, I'm using black polish to draw out the butterfly wings. I'm using a silicone tool to clean up around the edges, and then a fine liner brush to draw in the lines and begin the shape of the details inside the wing. After placing the lines, I go back in and then round out the edges, filling in the areas to give it that classic wing shape. And hey, if you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what content is working. Then I'm using a small dotting tool to add white dots along the edges. Once everything looks good, go ahead and fully cure. To create dimension, I'm using clear gel to build up the wings and layers, flash curing in between each one so that the gel stays exactly where I want it to. Oh, it's so cute! But moving on. For the thumb, we're creating an apple design and a 3D caterpillar. I'm starting off with an off-white base instead of a bright white, and I'm going to do one coat of this and flash cure. Next, I'm grabbing a red and a liner brush, and I'm going to outline the apple shape, building it out across the whole nail. Once I'm happy with the shape, I'm mixing yellow and orange to add dimension to the center. It gives it this slightly oxidized apple look, which makes it feel more realistic. Then I'm using a dotting tool with black polish to create the seeds. and a liner brush to pull out one side of the dot to give it that like teardrop shape or the shape of a seed, and a top coat to seal everything in. I am using the top coat before the 3D caterpillar that we're doing now, because I don't want to top coat afterwards over the whole nail, because I feel like it takes away from some of the shape. We still will top coat it, but it'll be with a liner top coat and targeted towards just the caterpillar. But neither here nor there. Jumping right in with your sculpting gel, roll out a cylinder shape and then lay it across your nail. And then I'm using my silicone tool basically just to shape it and mold it into what I think looks nice. And then going ahead and flash curing. The idea here was a hipper nail. You guys might have seen them. They're so cute. I do have one where I did a cat, and the one I'm most familiar with, or the viral one you've probably seen, is the monkey hipper nail. Well, we're making a little caterpillar one, and just add a piece of 3D gel to the tip like I did and flash cure everything. Now I'm grabbing this is a set of liner polishes, really bright colors. One of my favorite purchases because I can use it like for so much stuff, and as you can see here, it's pretty pigmented. This is one coat, comes with a liner brush, so it's super convenient, especially for doing a lot of different colors on a nail. Then you're not having to wipe off one brush after another. So you do want to flash cure because it is gel. And then I have these cool art pens. I'm going in with my art pens, which are air dry. They are not gel. I think it's acrylic paint, but drawing lines across the caterpillar body, and then using a black, and I think I did a white as well. I think I chose to keep the white. I've erased it a few times off camera because I just wanted it to look nice, but go ahead and dot on black. And then this is one of my favorite top coats as well, not because it is shiny, but I like it because it has the liner brush inside of it. See, I have a thing for liner brushes built in with the polish. Anywho, this one is actually very nice. I use it all the time to seal rhinestones when I do them, like around them, gems, because you don't want to cover those up. It just takes away from the shine. Anyways, back to the apple nail. We're gonna go ahead and seal the caterpillar, and she's beautiful and done. Now we're moving on to our ladybug nail on our pointer finger. I'm starting with a blue base, doing one coat and then a full cure, and then I'm grabbing a blue jelly to put over the top of that. It's in a similar color, but the jelly polish I think helps level everything out without adding too much bulk, and it also gives it a bit more of a dimensional look. I'm grabbing that same green liner to create these soft squiggly lines. This design is more freestyle and gives a subtle water-like effect. And then using the same green that we did for our caterpillar gives it that cohesive look, even though every nail is different. After curing, I'm going back in to deepen certain areas with a second layer where needed. Once everything is fully cured, I'm going in with a top coat, and then I'll be adding the 3D elements. For the ladybugs, I paint them on first to get the shape exactly how I want it. Then I go in with the clear gel. Forgive me, I was not recording some of the design, but I do feel like that you guys got this. Make sure to finish your ladybug after you add the red dots and then fully cure that, and then grab your clear gel and kind of swirl, like put a big dollop and then swirl upward to keep it more like oval shape or rounded so that the gel doesn't spread out too far. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, if you find your gel running too much, you need a different viscosity gel that can hold its shape before spreading too quickly. Once I have my ladybugs 3D'd out, I'm doing a few water droplets around that area as well. And then moving on to the last two fingers, our leaf nails. I'm starting with a lime green base and just doing one coat. I will do a full cure, and then I'm going to go in with a green jelly polish for added depth and balance. I think that's just a personal preference. If you don't have a green jelly polish, you could just do a second coat of whatever green you laid down, and I'm sure that's fine. For the leaf veins, I'm using the same green liner as before. Keeping the color palette consistent helps tie the entire set together. Once fully cured, I'm using a matte top coat to both of the nails because I want the leaves to have a soft, natural look instead of a glossy finish. Now for the 3D caterpillars, I'm going to use sculpting gel and creating small cylindrical shapes and placing them onto the nail. Then using a silicone tool to shape them before curing. After those are cured, I'm painting them using colors that match the rest of the set to keep everything cohesive. Then I'm going back in with my paint pens to add stripes and polka dots. While those are drying, I'm going to add some water droplets to the last nail, which is our other leaf nail. And that's it. We're done. Everything looks so beautiful. I love it. Oh, and don't forget to top coat your caterpillars as well. But so glad you are here, and I hope you enjoyed this. Please stick around and check out my next video.